that?
Snacks.
That's quite a feast, isn't it? What you got there?
Pretzel sticks. Lots of fruit snacks. Starburst and some goldfish.
And?
Cookies.
Cookies? Is this the size of snack you usually have?
No.
What if I told you you could eat all of it?
I'm gonna eat all of it.
In our scripture today, there is a story where Jesus is talking and there are a bunch of people around, and he says, it's not what goes into your body that matters and what goes into your stomach that matters. If that's not what defiles a person or makes a person dirty, but what comes out of the person's mouth is what matters. And most of the people around him didn't quite understand. The disciples came up to him and they said, hey, did you know that you kind of offended a bunch of the Pharisees when you said that whole thing about it doesn't matter what goes in and what goes out? And do you know why that is, that they were offended?
Why?
Because the Pharisees had a lot of rules about what food that you could eat and what food it was not okay to eat, or how you ate it, whether you had to wash your hands first or not wash your hands. And that's because it was very important to them to do all of the right things so that they would stay clean in the eyes of God. But then Jesus came, and Jesus is saying, it doesn't matter what you put into your body. That's not what's making you clean or unclean. It matters what comes out of your body. So I was curious, would it be, if you had gone and gotten all this food for yourself and set it here at the table, what would have happened?
What?
I don't know. What do you think? What would have happened?
I would be in trouble.
Why would you be in trouble?
Because I stole the food.
You stole the food? If you got this out of our pantry? Do I generally let you eat all of this kinds of foods for snacks?
No.
Would you maybe get one of these things for a snack?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but probably not all these things together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think that is?
I have little snacks.
You have little snacks. I have a question. If you really do eat all of this food, how do you think you're going to feel?
Like having a stomachache?
Yeah, you might have a stomach ache, right? And so Jesus didn't mean when he said that like it doesn't matter what you eat. You can eat whatever you want and there'll be no consequences for it. That's not what he meant. If you eat all of this food, don't you think you might get a stomach ache? Yeah, probably. And that's not what he meant. He meant that what makes you really clean on the inside isn't about what you put into your body. It's about what comes out of you. And so if you you can eat things and you might be sick for a little while, but it's not going to continue to hurt you probably, right? But if you say things that are hurtful, they would continue to hurt other people, wouldn't they?
Maybe not always.
What would happen if the words that came out of your mouth were all lies? Would that be a good thing or a bad thing?
Bad thing.
Bad thing. Do you think if you lied, it could hurt other people?
You mean like this hurt?
No, I mean like hurt other people's feelings.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What about if the things that came out of your mouth the words that came out of your mouth were making fun of other people? You think that would be good or bad?
Bad.
Why?
If they done it to me, I will be mad. Like, maybe they will be mad, maybe sad.
Yeah, it might make them mad or sad, right? So if the things that came out of your mouth were like untrue or really hurtful, what Jesus is saying is that is a reflection, that matters to what is in your heart, right? So we've been talking about compassion all month, right? We've been talking about ways that we can be compassionate, that we see others hurt, we feel their hurt with them, and then we do what we can to ease their hurt, right? And if we want to be compassionate, and if there's love in our hearts, then the words that we say should be loving too, right?
Mm.
If the words that we say are really, really mean and hateful, or they aren't true, or they hurt other people's feelings, then that shows what's in our heart, doesn't it?
Yeah, but when I was super angry and broke my pencil, I still got in trouble.
Yeah, because sometimes it's not just your words, it's also your actions, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But what you put out into the world kind of shows what's in your heart. And that we should work to make sure that our heart reflects God, right? That our heart makes sure that we love God with all of our minds and our bodies and our whole selves, that we love God. If there's love in our hearts, then that's going to show up in the things that come out of our mouth, right? Yeah. And so what matters, it doesn't matter as much about what goes into our mouths as it matters what comes out of our mouths. That's where we have to practice love, right? Yeah. This was a good snack?
Yeah.
You think maybe some of it we could probably put back in the pantry?
I want to eat it all.
Do you think it's a good idea?
I'm going to be okay.
Do you think maybe we could put some of it back in the pantry so you don't make yourself sick?
I'm going to be okay.
You're going to be okay? All right. Can you put your cookie down for just a second and we can say a repeat prayer? Yeah? Okay. Dear God,
Dear God,
we love you.
we love you.
Thank you for loving us.
Thank you for loving us.
Help us to practice
Help us to practice
having love in our hearts,
having love in our hearts,
which comes out our mouths
which comes out of our mouth,
with kind and loving words.
with kind and loving words.
Amen.
Amen.
Thanks, Ben.